Hey everyone,
Hey everyone, welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
me, Banshee. Welcome to Sunday's live stream.
Welcome indeed. I see it's hopping already.
Yeah, we got a full house here today. Hey, this is the last Sunday in Women's History Month, so I figured we'd go out with a bang today with the Housewives Tarot, which I'll still be using also in the live stream, but we'll let the Housewives give us our message for today. What do you say, Mr. O? Are you scared?
No, being sort of a corollary house husband type. No.
And I forgot on my Material Matters show that I used it there, that the Housewives Tarot is only read upright, but you can kind of glean some reversed interpretations there. I'm going to let you pick the card, Mr. O.
Why, thank you.
But I'll just be reading it upright, because let's see what the Housewives book has to say about the card. You got it. Whoa, so many choices of beverages.
Seven of Cups.
The Seven of Cups. Well, let's see what wisdom the housewives have for us on that. A variety of delectable libations lay before you. What's a girl to drink? The Seven of Cups signals a choice to be made. Prosperity overflows in the cocktail lounge of your heart. I love this deck. But if you accept every drink that's sent your way, you may regret it in the morning. It may be difficult to choose between all these alluring concoctions, but a choice must be made pronto. Last call.
And your sibilant tones have aroused a certain person.
Who?
Well, not a person, a certain cat.
Oh dear. Oh dear, must have heard us. No, actually, I think
saw him patting down the steps as you were reading about the Seven of Cups.
I think really what sets it off, though, is when we say, welcome to the show, because he's like, well, I better get down there.
We thought we were going to escape him because he seemed to be asleep upstairs in one of the bedrooms.
Yes.
And we thought, okay, maybe, he'll stay asleep. But here he is.
Well, you want to give me the card back, Mr. O? I thought that was interesting.
The cat of the hour.
On the Seven of Cups, which indicates that, look, you can have it all, but do you really want it all? It'll make you crazy to try to balance everything.
There you go.
I think it's really a good interpretation. And we'll be using the Housewives Tarot, of course, today. That's one of the decks I'll be using. I guess I'll just go through my decks again real quick, because this will be the last time I'm switching them up. We'll be using, oh my, that looks a little risque. There's 9 of coins there. I'll be using the Princesses Tarot. And then, for one more time, the Triple Goddess Tarot. What's on the bottom here? We'll just go with it. Oh my, it's the 10 of Swords. Okay, and then I'll be using Cyril Marchetti's Expanded Lenormand today and Thursday, I think, and then I'll be switching it up after that. There's the fox from that deck. So beautiful. Gee, I might try to get his special edition deck. It's available on his website.
Be a good boy, son.
Tempted.
Be a good boy. Don't knock
right.
over the camera.
So everybody, welcome to the show. Did we get everyone? Oh, Susan's here. Hi, Susan Morgan.
Hi,
Good
Susan.
to see you earlier. I was thinking about you. I was. This happens too much with you guys. I just got to say it. People will be gone for a while, and I'll just happen to say to Mr. O, like after the last show Thursday, I said, oh, we haven't seen Susan Morgan in a while. And here you are. So
all you are welcome whenever you show up. We appreciate you all.
We do. It's just freaking me out now.
And I am going to talk about my cards when I actually do them because I've brought a few surprises. I brought some really old decks from my collection that I used to read with literally over 40 years ago.
Wow.
So we'll show that a little bit later. I'm hoping to keep Sunman contained because he's got one foot on the camera and I don't want him to jostle it. He's just sort of,
Well, that's why I wanted to move that there, but you said he would get around it, and you're probably right, he would have.
Okay.
So we'll just have to make do for now.
We always do.
When he leaves,
That's
we'll try to fix it. And
We'll see. We'll see. All right.
Okay, so let me get on with the list here. We've got in the first spot, let me just go up again and verify that. Yep, Angel Mary.
Angel Mary.
Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Angel Mary, you are first, and then Blue Ocean Star, you are next after that. Then Aaliyah, Isaby, Acel, Sinali, Hertz Love Joe, Flower
Thanks,
Girl, Apple and Eve, Kimbo, and Susan Morgan.
All right.
Oh, it's good to see you, Susan, really. Don't feel obligated. Life happens, obviously. But honest to goodness, this happened to me more times than I can count, where I have done this with you guys, and I think Kim might have even been one of them, but Patton was once, because Patton, and then all of a sudden Patton reappeared.
Well, I think it's the more freaky stuff with us that ever since we started doing this show, it's now getting closer to 2 years, we've always been more or less empathic with each other, but now we are very much more often thinking the same things each other are thinking.
It's kind of scary.
Well, it was like that many ages ago earlier in our relationship, and now we're kind of going back to the basics. So I guess neither of us can get away with anything from each other.
All right, it sounds like we might have 2 yes-no questions here. Or we could maybe do the 30 card for the last one, but I think that a yes-no first, will they marry, right?
Sure.
Okay. And remember, Angel Mary, these are not set in stone. I don't want you to get discouraged if it says no. It may give some clues on things to work on.
So what deck are you going to use?
Oh, I guess I'm going to use the Triple Goddess.
Okay.
All right.
And we got some special stuff going on this week, so I want to show everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to be having a little bit of fun later on our next live stream on Thursday, because it is April 1st, April Fool's Day, and some of that fun will continue into our other little programs for the week. So, hey, check it out if you wish.
We really hope you do. We've put a lot of, maybe not effort,
zany
thought into this. So hopefully you'll find it amusing and entertaining and enlightening, absolutely, without question. Here you go. You'll certainly find out a lot about us. No, just kidding. Okay, so this is the question. The first part of it, Angel Mary, will you marry Malik? Right. Wow. Wow, okay. It's leaning towards yes. The first card I drew was the Ace of Wands, and that's upright, correct? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I drew the Judgment card, but the Judgment card is reversed. And then I drew the
Another
Ace of Swords. and that one's reversed. But those just mean that this is leaning towards yes.
Right, that's our
But
markers.
what
for
about
yes.
that Judgment card there, Mr. O?
Well, a lot of times when judgment is reversed, it may indicate that there is maybe a pause in your spiritual life or in somebody's spiritual life. Maybe they're not reflective on certain spiritual issues or certain values. It doesn't mean that they aren't, but it could mean that. It could also mean, too, that maybe there are some qualities about things, their life, their essence, their traits, that maybe don't serve them as well, and they need to reflect on that change, too. And that could also apply to yourself as well.
Hey, Angel and Sonali.
Hi, Angel. Hi,
Good
Sonali.
to see you both. Hey, you know, that Judgment card bothers me in this question of will
Sure.
they marry? Because it is reversed, Angel Mary. So I don't know if this means that it's a difficult road kind of getting there. Like, I think that maybe Malik has to really sort things out to get to that point of marriage. There's something about that Judgment reverse. There's something about him working out some, I feel, unless it's you, working out some deep issues here. And if not, the only other thing I can say with that card there is that it's leaning towards yes. However, your marriage is going to be full of working things out with each other.
I'm having all kinds of problems here with his foot on the tripod.
Is there any way
So-
you can angle it from another, from
Well, it wouldn't be exactly the same, but I can try, I guess.
from the other side? Yeah. I didn't even mean that way, closer to him. I meant from the other way going there. Just so you would get it away from the man.
Fine.
All right.
Fine.
Sonny's already problem.
And Abantika has joined us. Hello.
Oh, hi, Abantika. What's coming for the week? Well, okay, I will add you to the list. We've got kind of a long list. So if you have to leave, I would check the video. We will try to do your question, okay? But it might be later. It's going to be later in the show.
Right.
We're here for 2 hours.
Okay, so did we want to proceed to the next part of the question?
Sonny doing what he does. Yeah, we're going to move to the next
Indeed.
part of the question. I just feel like there's issues here that need to be addressed, and they may be on a really deep level of things that maybe you just need to agree with or not. Why'd I give you my cards?
I don't know, but I want to suggest that we change to the Mermaid Tarot for the second part.
All right, that works for me.
Because I like the Mermaid Tarot
But
for
how do you
some
want
of...
to do it? Are you going to do it 3 cards?
We'll do a 3-card. I like to use this one for some of the more emotional and or specifically love-related questions because I feel it has a very sensual, romantic feel to it in a way.
Hey, you're welcome, Abantika. We try to accommodate. So, we do what we can. But we do kind of longer readings here, so it's hard. At some point, I have to cut the list off, and I think I'm getting pretty close to that point. Thursdays have been really quiet. And like
Yeah, Thursday
Mr.
always
O,
seems to be a better show night for people who are looking for something for sure.
And like Mr. O said, next Thursday is going to be a very interesting show.
Yes.
April Fool's Day, we've got something planned.
It's kind of going to be one of those be there to see the squares.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
maybe
be
not.
there or be square.
But we are going to be kind of corny, so,
Well, and
It's-
serious at the same time.
April Fool's Day.
I think one of the twists you guys will find very interesting. So do check it out.
Alrighty. And I decided to try to go back to our hold. But hang on, because we're not rolling out that we won't get through our list of Bandicas. So
I'm going to grab him because he's
sure.
here, and I should have done it up here.
That's
Sorry. All right. 3 cards, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Malik,
Okay,
Malik.
Angel
Does he
Mary.
love you? Well, okay, we have the 6 of Pentacles upright. We have the Tower reversed. And then we have the 7 of Swords reversed.
Well, the first thing I think with that 6 of Pentacles is that maybe from some point of view, there's a materialistic thing that he can provide, or that he feels good about providing or giving. But this could still indicate that maybe that's his only orientation is about physical necessities or physical luxuries that can be given or can show, his magnitude in some direction.
Well, Malik here, is a piece of work. I don't know, we might have gone over this a little bit before, but that tower reversed,
That is not good.
It's as if there are things that he just refuses to take in, and really process. I feel there are lessons that he needs to learn. And you could, I don't know why, Angel Mary, when I see that Six of Pentacles, I'm thinking of you. I think you're very giving here. And, you've been very generous with your, maybe, what's the word, patience with Malik. This could be generosity and giving of a different sort. And I get the feeling that, at some point here, that Seven of Swords reversed is just telling me that, it's time for him to really come out with it, where he really stands as far as love and commitment goes.
He's doing it again.
Does that make sense to you?
So you're saying that the Six of Pentacles maybe is more on Angel Mary's part.
I just had that feeling.
I kind of like that in a way that maybe the tower is what stands between them, because maybe this is more clearly some ideas coming from Malik, and the idea here maybe is that they're just not necessarily honest on a number of levels, and that maybe if they're used to getting their way, or if they're used to things going their way, it could also indicate, too, that they might be able to create some moral loopholes for themselves in terms of what they do. It's that seven of thing.
And it seems like, Malik does not seem to be learning from their mistake. Their mistakes.
And I think that reverse Seven of Swords ties into the Tower reverse. So it is about
That's
that.
Why I brought it
it
up
is about
again.
that. And I'm just wondering if maybe you feel this way, or if that maybe there is this karmically or otherwise, that there is this thing between you two that has not really been resolved, a lesson, a sense of maybe an abandonment, but then maybe attempt at a reconciliation. Okay, so we have two more cards. This is Banshee telling me to get with the program.
Well, we got to be mindful of the list. But you know what, Angel Mary? I see here the ship and the letter, which indicates to me that some move or change or something is about to happen. You're going to get news of this. This may involve Malik, and the ship to me, depending on the cards it's with, is kind of a neutral card. And so I'm going to stick with that I'm not sure if the news is going to be good news or bad news, but go ahead.
Keep in mind that our first spread was yes, though it showed the judgment reversed as
showed
wonky.
Some issues that need to keep after.
And I'm just wondering that because it says that these things are factors in terms of learning lessons, it doesn't mean that they won't change, because it could be what this is. So I think you still have to keep working towards the right solution for yourself as you see yourself going forward with Malik, and that maybe there still is a process of discovery going on here to some degree. So,
at some point, though, you have to look out for yourself, as always. And as a matter of fact, that really should be first and foremost. So he's either got to get, I feel that Seven of Swords there, he's either got to get with the program or be done with it,
Alrighty.
So that's what I have for you, Angel Mary. Good
Thanks,
luck with
Angel.
that. And we are on Blue Ocean Star. You are up, and then Aaliyah, Isabi, Asel, Sonali, Hearts Love Joe, Flower Girl, Apple and Eve, Kimbobulated, Susan, Angel Rivera, Sonali, and what is the name again? Drat. Abantika. There it is.
And I'll take my deck back.
Think what I did. Oh, did I steal your mermaid
You did.
deck? That was mine once upon a time.
Angel Mary, you're very welcome. Thank you for saying that. That's very sweet, too.
Aw, you're very welcome, Angel Mary.
Ah, okay. How do you want to do this one?
Oh, let me see.
Blue Ocean.
Well, I think that's should we do 3 cards and then if we need a yes, no? I'm curious to
We
see
could try
what the
that.
3 are
But
going to say.
I was mostly thinking of what deck would you like to use?
Use one of yours.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring out one of the old hoary ones. This was a deck I used to use quite some time ago.
007.
My 007 deck. It's actually a tie-in with the James Bond movie Roger Moore, Live and Let Die, where Jane Seymour played a tarot card reader called Domino or Solitaire.
Don't ask
Solitaire.
me, but the bad memory.
But they're a little bit more on the pippish orientation, but I like them because they just have a feel. I read with these at parties for years and years and years and years, and then I kind of retired them. But every once in a while,
Mr. O.
every once in a while, I bring them out. Could we play the theme for James Bond? Ba 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 ba.
The bunny is staring at you. That means stop singing.
That wasn't singing. And then the bunny says, "You got that right."
Turns and looks again. Yes.
Well, here you go then. Yes, Solitaire. Yep.
Okay.
I should remember that. And there's even, believe it or not, I would know this, there's even a Barbie doll, probably from a good 10 or more years, that was a tie-in with the James Bond, and it's Domino, it's Jane Seymour, and she has a little tiny deck, a little Barbie-sized deck of tarot cards.
Yeah, I know. Recently passed. I saw that. Yep.
Yeah, because he was in that, yep. Good catch there. All right, Blue Ocean. So we're going to do a general 3 reading, and then if it's still kind of murky to us, we'll try a yes or no.
I just want to see if this will give us more information on what's going on with the court case.
Okay, so a Knight of Wands, so that means a coming or going, a coming towards something. Knight of Wands, it's well aspected, it's upright. Then we have the reversed 3 of Cups. And then we have the reverse 2 of Pentacles.
Oh, wow.
So it does kind of look dubious. Yeah, that's the exact word I wanted.
Doing it again. So it does look kind of dubious. That 3 of Cups does not indicate much to celebrate here. And the 2 of Pentacles indicates an imbalance. Is an imbalance in justice being served? Definitely that Knight of Wands indicates something's happening. It's going to be moving forward. But I wonder here if it's not... I don't know if it's tied into like a settlement or a financial award. I wonder if it's just that the financial award will not be as much as, anticipated, if that's the case. It seems like, or if it's something else, it seems like there's some kind of compromise or some feeling of an imbalance in the way that justice was meted out.
Well, I don't know if it's an imbalance so much as that somebody may be feeling, and maybe this is sadly the certain person, that it's a judgment that they cannot bear, that they cannot balance on themselves. So I'm sort of feeling that the answer is that they're not going to win the case, the certain person.
So I wonder, if this is a case against somebody else, because of course we have the 3 cups there, and to me the 3 cups seems that more than one person is involved in this case, maybe.
That's true.
I'm not sure. I'm just throwing that out there. But it does seem like there could be some interference or something.
Okay, not financial.
It's not financial. Okay. Well, I feel there's some kind of imbalance. Like maybe, whatever the outcome is, it's not like a clean slate. There's some strings attached of some sort.
Should we throw a Lenormand then on that?
Yeah, let me just see if that can give us something.
And while you're doing that, Isabie, I happen to have 2 similar, and I think they're just the standard weight interpretation.
3 people involved. Oh my gosh.
Barbie-sized decks with 2 other doll sets I have. I think I have a doll set with a character from the original Wolfman movie and the Gypsy or Romani character in that line of toys has a little tiny Barbie size tarot deck. And then I have another one too, and I'm not sure if it's Drusilla, the vampire character from Buffy, because she was a tarot card reader, and I believe she came with a set. So it's kind of interesting. So I have Barbie size tarot if I need them. What you got?
Well, I've got the ring. These are all positive cards.
Yeah, these
here,
are kind of positive.
But I wonder what it means here is that maybe there's going to either be some compromise, some settlement of some sort, some mutual acceptance, you know? So in other words, it's not an out and out victory, but it's some agreement maybe that's achieved, if this makes sense at all.
I could agree with that, being that the idea that maybe something has to more or less be squared from a legalistic point of view, and that maybe if it really wasn't many other options for this person, then that would be considered lucky.
To me, bad luck and synchronicity might be saying that, you know, this person would find luck or things working more in their favor if they were able to come to some kind of terms or agreement.
Thanks
or
for clarifying
settlement.
some of that too. Interesting.
Okay, that's what I have.
Very cool. Okay, well, thank you.
Good luck
Blue
with it,
Ocean.
and keep us posted. I'd like to know how that turns out for them. Okay, so we're going to move on. We're going to move on to Aaliyah. You are up. Good to see ya. And then Isabel, Estelle, Sinelli, Heart Love Joe, Flower Girl, Apple and Eve, Kimbo, Susan Morgan, Angel Rivera, Sinelli, Anna Batica.
I have displayed dolls and action figures of that same Barbie size dozens of times in the last 20 years because I was collecting them and I worked at places where I could display them or knew other places. So it was always fun to be able to display the little Barbie-sized props and furniture and tarot cards in some of the displays I did.
Is it your deck's turn?
I had used
Oh, you did. Yes.
a deck. Mhm.
Hang on. We'll get the house.
Hi, Leah.
cards. All right. How do you want to do that? Don't forget to like the page, everybody. How do you want to do it, Mr. O?
I'll always start with a yes or no for the
Okay.
general idea there. I think Sunman's learned his lesson and he's going to behave for most of the show.
Why would you even say that and jinx yourself?
Well, because I do.
I think he's going to pull his own April Fool's jokes on you.
I wanted to keep hope alive. And yeah, that would be like him to do some sort of April Fool's joke.
Pre-April Fools.
Well, that too. Okay.
All right. Oh, wow. Well, okay. For
Looks-
now, it's leaning towards no, Aaliyah. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. We have the Ten of Swords upright.
I would say he's done. The Ace of Pentacles was the marker for yes. So there's a feeling here like maybe he's done and or that he doesn't want to be charitable or generous at all. That personally maybe he feels defeated or without options of some sort.
Yeah, I don't know what this is about, Aaliyah, but it looks as though This person feels as though they don't want to give anymore, and or they're holding back. Maybe I'm beginning to think they're holding back for some reason, and the Ten of Swords indicates because they feel they've been wronged in some way, and if it's not because of you, it's some other situation, and they're just holding back right now. They're in a mode of trying to pull themselves together, and looking towards, better times.
Right. To me, that Ten of Swords sort of seems to imply that maybe they've decided to also go their own way, that they're just really in another road, and it's, for them, a dark road.
3 more, Sonali. You're almost there. Go anyway. Yeah, I don't know that it's you. I'm not necessarily seeing that it's you. It could just be something else kind of major going on in their lives where they're just, they're holding back right now because of something that hurt them. I don't know. Do we need to do more on this? Or let me check what the Lenormand says.
I don't feel that it's exactly about you, though I think it could be about something that connects you, like maybe it's something that's a shared interest of some sort.
I don't know. Maybe it's something that they just don't want to include you on, again. Because I feel
more
like
likely.
Maybe they're holding back because they're just really in a bad place right now.
Yeah, I can't really say that it is you, really.
Well, I know you're not going to want to hear this one, Aaliyah, because there is the compass and the fox. And for some reason, the fox sometimes just talks about cleverness or like being smart. So I don't know why, but when I'm looking at that, I'm thinking to myself, the smart thing for you to do right now is to hold back a while longer and let them sort things out. Let them get their, back on track. Because it looks like right now they're seeking out a path or seeking out a direction.
Right, and this may more just really apply to them. The way I'm seeing it is that maybe they're the fox who's thinking they need to find a direction. They're not liking the direction they're going, or they're sort of just wanting to change their direction. It could be you that's being wise if you let them go their own way, at least for now. I'm just sort of drawn to the fact that with the compass is sort of like reverberated in the Ace of Pentacles. And so I'm just thinking that that's the saying too, that maybe there's something new starting for them, and it's not, at least currently, going to seem to include you.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes people drift off and...
Don't we know it?
Leave you wondering why. I mean, and it may have had nothing to do with you whatsoever. So I'm just saying, let it go for a little while yet, and, test the waters again, and let's see what the cards say if you should move forward. But I think right now you should just kind of lay back and see what happens.
It's more likely that time is on your side if you're interested in just waiting to see where everything falls out.
I know. It seems like that's been a message we've been telling you lately, but it looks like the cards are saying that. I am sorry.
Yeah, I know. We've been here before. You're right.
With a different issue of yours. Yeah, I think, right? So, I don't know.
Well, I know what it's like waiting for people to come around, and in my experience, maybe it's just because when I burn bridges, I burn them for good.
Hey, Isabie, you are up. And after Isabie, Asel, and then Sonali, and then Hearts Love Joe, Flower Girl, A&E, Combobulated, Susan Morgan, Angel Rivera, Sonali, and... Wait, why do I have Sonali twice?
I think there has been more than one.
I don't know why I have you twice. I must have saw your name and thought I didn't write it down the first time. So anyway, you are coming up, Sonali. You are just 2 people away now. Hang in there, Aaliyah. Telling somebody like me, even a fire sign, to wait is like torture. Torture.
How true. General reading for Isabie.
All right.
Alrighty.
Your deck?
Yeah, I can use a deck. And I was looking at what you were saying about the Michigan spring and rain. And we're downstate from you, so I think we're just a little bit warmer. It was in the beginning, I think. But
it's cold
it's still
here
going
now.
back and forth a lot. We had a few days that were warm, then we had a few days that were colder.
I think it was only going in the 40s today, and out there when it was raining, it was a little cold this morning. But I have to say, the sky just looked beautiful this morning. I wish I had my tablet with me to take some really good pictures. Very, very expressive April's kind of rainy, stormy kind of sky. It was really neat. But we didn't have storms here, just rain, and it wasn't that bad.
You know, I wanted to take one of those morning walks around that place that's just on the corner from here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm waiting for it to be a little warmer, a little drier. Somehow these cards keep tipping over on me.
My tree
could you
out
grab
there
a
is
deck?
budding, and I swear that it's early this year. Usually it happens
Never
more in
mind.
April, so I'm pretty impressed with that. And some of the cherry blossom trees, etc., are blooming already around here, so really nice. Or apple, I don't know if they're apple blossom. I get confused.
A moment ago, I asked you if you could just grab a deck because these
Oh.
keep mixing up. But I've straightened it out because you
Okay.
didn't hear me, and so I just went ahead.
Well, I just did what you do, Mr. O.
It's okay. I
The
still
blah,
have
blah.
a few. You're the blah blah. How does this? I think I have a ghost in my deck. That's what it is. I swear, there's been 3 times where I said, "Okay, now you're all back to normal," and then 3 times, you're not. Who believes in ghosts or spirits
Well,
or
come
things
on
like
now.
that? We all do.
I think many of us
We all
do.
do.
That's just silly, a silly question.
Yes.
All right, let's see what's going on for Isabie. Okay, Mr. O.
Watch it, son, man. Okay, so we have the reverse 3 of Wands, the upright 2 of Wands.
Wow.
I know, that's kind of interesting. And then we have Destiny reversed, and I don't know which card Destiny is.
I think it's the wheel, isn't it?
I think it's the wheel too,
What's
but
the word on it?
equilibration.
Equilibration?
So it could be
What the heck?
justice.
Are you going to have to go look this up, Mr. O?
That thing is right around here. I swear it is. There's a little. We apologize. I apologize because there's no numbering on the major arcana, and there are some differences.
Well, I am going to move on with what I know so far.
Right, go ahead and
the
do that,
3 of
please.
Wands is reversed and the 2 of Wands is upright. And, I get the feeling, you're really wanting something pretty badly. And maybe you've been working hard towards it. But it's just a matter of more time and effort, I think. So I think this general reading is basically saying so far, till I figure out that other card, is that, this period of time is going to be more work towards a particular goal or dream or desire, and that would really help you, If you slack off, you can't find it.
No,
Unbelievable.
sorry.
I will not allow him to use the deck anymore.
The funny thing is it was here earlier. I know it was
I
here
know
earlier.
you were. It was. Wasn't it in there when we had?
Yes, it was, and
I
I've
know.
looked around and I can't find it.
Wait a minute. Leave it to me. We
To
saved the reading.
To make me look bad. Well, you tell me which one it is.
What?
I'm going to say it's justice because it comes after fortune, which is the wheel.
Right.
And before suspension.
So it is justice.
Yes.
Interesting, and it's reversed. So I feel, though, that, it's interesting, too, with that Three of Wands, Isabi, because you feel as though you're working against some real hot, tall odds here to get to some goal, dream, desire that you want. The odds you feel are stacked against you. There's just, again, justice is a balance issue, but it's different. It's like, you have to ask yourself, have you put in enough effort? Have you put in enough time to your dreams and goals? Maybe this is the time to start doing so.
Well, it could be saying, too, that some of the things you are thinking about, I don't know that these are really factors in your life, play out about the idea of how you see injustice in the world, how you might relate to that. Because with the Two of Wands, it sort of reminds me of an aspect or a way of looking at justice in a way, because, of course, this Banshee mentions those balance issues. I just think it's really interesting that you have the Three of Wands reversed and then the Two of Wands. They kind of tell a story between them, though usually the story is
the other way.
The two first, right. So
I wonder if it means you have to just take some steps back, reassess your progress and stuff, and are your goal, is your work and your efforts in line with what you're trying to accomplish? Something is out of balance and it needs to be righted. Maybe you're just going to realize after time that there's just too much is it worth your time? Maybe you have to ask yourself that question.
Well, maybe it's a life that has a reflection on the fact that there are delays in progress, but yet at the same time, there's a lot of things that are totally where they should be. And so the thoughts are about where imbalances can be corrected, because maybe they really can't. Maybe some of these are really kind of static in that you just have to decide to go where you can achieve something as opposed to where you can try, but maybe it is really a finite matter. So we have the Bridge from the Lenormand, and then we have the Mask, which is very interesting.
Well, I don't know why, the Mask is kind of this, there's illusions, there's deceptions, so at some point maybe you just have to, maybe there's some tough questions you have to ask yourself, connect with your higher conscience and find out if, as that's the Bridge, is making connections. And find out, are you being true to yourself here and your dreams, goals, and desires? Is there more you need to do? Are you fooling yourself? Are you pretending you're further along than you are? Is there more steps you need to step back and do before you're really where you need to be?
Well, and then maybe, too, the idea, too, is that maybe you feel puzzled or deceived or questioning where true judgment lies. We get a lot of people who tell us things and expect us to believe them, and really finding our way there just turns into totally personal, because we're just being driven to accept what somebody else says, and sometimes you don't want to go along with the crowd.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's the message. That's what we have for you, Isabi. Interesting. I hope that resonated. And LOL, Susan. We are sort of silly.
Indeed. Thank you.
But like I said, know your deck. I know I have problems with some of my decks, in particular some of the ones I'm using, because they don't clearly define the court cards, for example. You kind of have to, there's one deck where I was looking for the code. Okay, which one is the page, which one is, and it's not really clear. So I get that. You don't use the deck a lot.
I don't use it a lot, but I have been using it for a Sunday pull called the Sail Away Sunday. Right. And it's kind of interesting because most of the other cards are easy to tell. They're court cards, they're pip cards. Right. It's those darn major arcana because they're so cosmic. Some of them really look a lot like other ones or seem
Well,
to
yeah,
have
it does seem
qualities
like
of the other
some
ones.
blur the lines a lot. That's what I've noticed. But anyway, Asel, you are up. And then Sonali, Hearts Love Joe, Flower Girl, Apple and Eve,
Thanks,
Kimbo,
Isabie.
Susan Morgan, Angel Rivera, and Nabantika.
I have to admit, I feel a little chagrined that I didn't have that one under control or have the booklet
You know,
nearby.
I forgot you put it on here when we were sitting there, and Sonny was sitting on it. Yes.
We'll blame it on him.
We'll blame it on him. Blame the cat, who's just laying here sleeping now.
I sort of see that bridge card in the Lenormand bridging the idea between the weird motion or relationship between the two wand cards too. So maybe somehow the bridge just happens because you can do that reflection.
Well, I'm kind of thinking too that the bridge, you know, kind of does bridge that gap. It's in a sense. I'm trying to think. What was the other card?
A 3 and a 2.
The mask.
Oh, right.
So, you know, it's a bridge between the reality of the situation and, you know, what you want to believe about the situation. You know, the truth lies somewhere in the middle there.
And, you know, sometimes Justice wears a blindfold mask.
Gina!
Hi, Gina.
Oh, hey.
We're torturing this subject, aren't we?
So, what do you got? Any career advice? Okay. Let's take a
your
look.
turn.
Yeah, okay.
So I still have 2 other decks that I have not used yet, and I've used 3.
And we're scared already, Mr. O.
Well, another one is one of those fabled old decks that I used to use ages ago, decades ago, and then haven't used much in recent years at all. This one probably less so than any of the other ones, because I know I used 007 here before.
So if anybody hasn't checked out my Material Matters, it just released today.
Yeah.
Go check out the financial realm for the week ahead. Pretty interesting this week, the readings.
And
I
we had a
thought.
nice little stable of folks there who asked nice questions or, you know, got some of the jokes or
comments,
things we
fun.
talked about. Yep. So that was cool. Alrighty.
Chat is always exciting. Okay. So yeah, Gina, I hope you're having a good day. It's pretty good over here. A little gloomy. The sun was out earlier, though, for a while and looked really nice, but it's gone again. Right.
We have our sun right here.
This is really interesting.
Hmm.
And a 3, you know, 9, 9, and 3.
Oh, wow.
So we have the 9 of Wands upright. We have the 9 of Swords upright. And we have the 3 of Wands upright, reversed. Well, I have an idea or two. Do you want me to go first this
Sure,
time?
go ahead.
You know, the 9 of Wands indicates to me, Asel, you want a career advice. Well, the first thing is prepare, prepare, prepare. If you're out there actually putting resumes out there, you know, it's like just be ready for that job. Do the research, you know. Try to understand the company that you're applying for and prepare for it. You know, prepare for battle because in a sense, that's what it is. You're up against competition and you just gotta, you know, no matter how weary it makes you, you gotta get out there and sell yourself again.
I like the fact that this looks like a person holding their head. And I'm going to say be prepared, but also be prepared to not let your ego get in the way, that you might have to separate some of the things in your head ego-wise and just be more selfless in terms
Okay, go ahead.
in terms of your approach.
I wasn't done with the 9, so...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. So if you are, you know, the other part of that preparation also indicates Do you need more study for something that you're interested in? Is it a fact of you may have to go back to the drawing board and or at least take some more training or courses to really get involved in something? And let's go to that now let's go there, Mr. O. So is there worries? Is there to me the Nine of Swords is always kind of like self-imposed worries. You're worrying before you even lick the envelope to that resume or click the button to send that electronic resume to the employer. Are you giving up before you start? Are you worried? Don't let your worries or fears about what direction you should go in stop you. Go for it.
Yes, I look at the card and I see a fantastical image of somebody who is wearing wings and either they're fleeing from or whatever from another person who has a whip and maybe looks magical. And I'm thinking this represents the idea that maybe there's a challenge, but maybe the challenge is fantastical. Maybe the challenge is not realistic for some reason.
Okay, and ultimately, the Three of Wands reverse just indicates to me, it kind of reinforces, I feel, the first card, that maybe more preparation is needed, Something you need to do to be ready, more ready for, advancing in your career, whether it is courses, whether it's just building up the confidence. I mean, for example, if you're going into a field or area where you are going to be dealing with people, do you have the confidence for one-on-ones or standing in front of a group talking or leading? So do you need some leadership training?
I think that resonates a little bit, but I also think it's possible, too, that if there are too many pauses in how you're approaching this, that you may decide you have to just move into a different area too, or that you may feel that too many pauses are assigned to move in another area. That may be true, but make sure, that the other things we've mentioned, the level of preparation and or not viewing things in too fantastic of a concept don't apply there.
So now, if you had in mind a question about what's coming towards you career-wise, I can say right now, to me, it looks like kind of a holding pattern. Like there's nothing happening right at the moment. So I will say that, if that's kind of the information you were looking for here, Asal.
And I see we have Hot Girl Vic. Hi there. And a lot of talk about rain. We had some good rain the other night. I had to go down in the basement, make sure things weren't leaking down there.
And they were not.
And they were not.
That's
so that was
the good news. All right, let's see what we have here for you, Asal. Okay. Wow.
So we have the clouds.
See that light side? It's pointing towards this.
Which is kind of corresponding to what we've already indicated.
The
book.
Study, research, prepare yourself more so you have the self-confidence to move forward. Shed a light on things, maybe. And if you're confused about a career path, maybe it's time to investigate more some of the things that really have captured your interest and find out if that's the way you should go.
I'm thinking that this has less to do with any anxieties or doubts and more to do with your sense of knowledge and preparation, because I was talking about the person holding their head as maybe that was a way of saying there's an ego thing, but it could also be saying maybe we're not connected to enough knowledge here, because the book sort of kind of says that too, and that maybe knowledge is coming to you, something that can inspire you as well as prepare you more. I think that it's really about the sunlight or the light dispelling the ideas of things that maybe are not true, that are worrying you needlessly.
So that's kind of what we have for you, Asala. I hope that resonated. Good luck with that. And Hot Girl Vic, I will make an exception. You are new, so I'll add you to the bottom of the list. We've got an hour left, so we'll see if we can get to you. If not, we're going to get to you, and we're going to cut the list off there. And if you can't wait around, post your question, and we will do it, at the end of our show, so you can come back and see the video. So either way, we'll try to cover you. But so that's what we have right now. I'm going to go through the list, and we are on Sonali, and then Heart Love Joe, and then Flower Girl, Apple and Eve, Kimbo, Susan Morgan, Angel Rivera, Abantika, Gina, and Hot Girl Vic.
You're welcome.
And you're very welcome.
Okay, so
Thanks
who's up?
for joining us. So,
Who's up?
oh, I said Sonali. There he is. There
right.
they are. I'm sorry.
Oh, right. You mentioned it.
Okay, for an elder sister. Okay. All right.
Happy Holy to you.
Why, thank you.
Is it my turn?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a chance and use the Navigator's Tarot because it is more of
Ah.
a divine and spiritual kind of
Well, at
oriented
least he
deck.
has the booklet.
April Fool. Oh, wait, it's not April Fool.
I know what the April Fool's joke is going to be for me. He's going to make me use that deck. Ooh, we didn't think about that. We could switch up decks, too.
Oh, if I wanted to find a difficult deck, I'm sure I could do better than this.
So do check out our Thursday night show for loads of fun. We're going to do things, maybe we're going to put a little different spin on things Thursday. So do be there. And also check out both of our video segments next week for more fun. Guarantee ya, it'll be a unique material matters and a unique emotional exchanges.
Absolutely.
All right. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Yeah, I liked June pranks as a kid, but I was never really good at it.
So we have the Page of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
We have Death reversed. And we have the Fool reversed. There's some difficulties, possibly. You'll hear about them.
You know, I should have asked Sonali, is this reading for the two of you combined, or is this you wanted a divine message for her and a divine message for yourself? I guess I'm a little confused about that. So if you could let me know.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so that's the Page of Wands, that's Death reversed, and the Fool. So I feel here this person might be, might have taken some sort of, well, maybe because, well, the divine message is this. You know, if you are in a period where nothing seems to be happening, like I don't know if they're in a period of recuperation, your sister, or something like that. But if there's a period where nothing seems to be happening, things to be kind of at a standstill, or maybe just unable to move forward for some reason, don't just take a foolish risk. Make sure that, you understand the ramifications of the choice before you do it, or the move before you do it. I think it's just a cautionary message here.
So these are going to be separate readings. This one is more for your sister, I believe.
Okay, yes.
I feel that strongly. Equivocation, I think, sort of applies to the idea of the Fool there, and I think that what they're going through right now does sort of represent some challenges, like I mentioned earlier, and maybe there's just a hardship that's born from things that can't change or can't change easily right now. So that could be some health implications, or that could be some other overriding situation that's there somehow, a hardship of some sort. It just may be that they have to really think very clearly and hard about what changes they can make, because there aren't a lot of options, but there are some.
I feel that there are some, but the point is that don't just rush to do it. It's, it would be a fool's folly, to do it. You have to, this is where the Fool is upright, this is saying, no. When it's upright, it just Let's take a chance. When it's reversed, it's saying, you better think first before you leap. And so, is this involving maybe...
The scythe?
Yeah. It's pointing at the ring. Like maybe there is some decisions or choices that have to be made in partnerships or relationships or agreements of some sort, or between people, I feel. And it's got to come down to it looks like it's got to be a quick decision of some sort. So again, I'm a little bit worried about that under the circumstances, because I really think they have to make sure that they do things wisely and in their best interests, not just to hurry and make a wrong decision.
Right, because there will be pressure, and this does sort of reflect or involve what Banshee said, more likely to be something about partnerships or relationships, in that some of this decision may actually be changing the course of how things operate. This could be based upon health matters or other, possible hardship matters.
All right, so that's what we have for your sister.
So now we're going to do you.
I'm shuffling these for that question.
All right.
So we can move on, and you can go ahead and shuffle.
Whoa. Get you out of the way.
He's leaning against my tablet pillow. All right, let's see what we have here. Gee, well, this isn't too pleasant either. So we have the moon reversed, although that's not bad, actually, but that's not so great. We have the Three of Swords upright, and then we have the Star reversed.
Well, it could be that this is representative of your feelings about your sister, maybe.
I don't know if they're related. I don't know if they're supposed to be, but go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, like I said, it could be.
Could be.
It could be that maybe these kind of things about your sister hurt you, or feel that they keep you separated, or maybe there is something involved in the situation that would keep people apart, or maybe rend people apart. The decision, perhaps, that was talked about. But then again, maybe it's more about yourself. With this one here, what is that? Temperance?
That's the Star.
The Star. I'm sorry. Feet in water.
Yeah.
The Star reversed. So something is really making you feel a lack of trust or hope in people.
Can I see that one again,
This
please?
one?
Yeah. I want to see it.
It may be something that you have found out. I still sort of feel like maybe there's a connection with your sister's situation.
Is it my turn to just...
Go ahead. Overwhelm us.
This is Temperance.
Oh, it is. That one is. That's not the moon.
It's not the moon, which is going to change this slightly for me, but I didn't go with mine yet. Do you want to go with that? Temperance was reversed.
Well, either way, it kind of correlates with everything else. I mean, it just sort of says there's a situation that is hard to deal with emotionally, maybe represents separations.
When you said foot in water, that's when I looked and I'm like, that has a foot in water. What's the number on that card? And then I realized it was Temperance.
Yeah, it's 14.
Sorry,
so I must have picked
we're
that
really
up
getting
by
to
looking
it
at this
today.
one.
But you know what? I feel that, Sonali, what this is saying is that, you need to find... I think the spirit message here is to really try to find your balance during times of sorrow. Is like the spirits want you to know that, these times really are hard on you. It's hard for you to find hope, during times of grief. Maybe more so than, a lot of people. You really feel things deeply. And it's all right to do that, but at some point, at the end of the day, we have to realize that, this too shall pass, and that, you need to come back out of it and recognize that life goes on. And so I feel that if there's a spirit message here, it's about that. And if this relates to your sister at all, if this is something that you want relating to your sister, it's like help her through the difficult times, and the times where she's unable to achieve balance. And, maybe this is about her feeling pain too deeply. So I'm going to leave it at that and let you decide that. But I'm going to pull the Lenormand and see what else we can add to this.
I think it's kind of interesting because it looks like the woman in the star is on a swing, and so she's swinging. So that represents a sense of motion that I'm going to just say that maybe this is something that is still in process, and that maybe it's working towards its resolution, and maybe that's within your heart and soul as well.
Well, Spirit might be telling you that some challenging time is approaching, and you're going to be really kind of dragged down by this, and they want you to advise you to to realize that you can get through it. You can overcome it. It's just a moment in time. And look, I got the time card. My gosh. So I have a feeling that maybe Mr. O is right. There's the time card, and there is news. And so I'm almost wondering here if this isn't saying you're going to get a message from Spirit, in the future that's coming still, regarding the situation. Or the other thing is I think maybe this is relating to some news that you're going to get that is going to rock you a little bit and cause you some pain and sorrow. What about you?
I mostly agree with those, and I think the idea, though, that those two major arcana are there, the Temperance and the Star reverse, seems to indicate there is some sense of Spirit looking over this and maybe trying what it can to impart better information for you. What's up?
I'm done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're done.
All right.
Hey, that's what we have for you. I'm sorry it's not better, Sonali. That's what the cards are leaning with today. It seems like both of you have some challenges that Spirit is bringing out. So hang in there and good luck with that. Hey, Hearts Love Joe, you are up, and then Flower Girl, Apple and Eve, Kimbo, Susan Morgan.
Did we miss Mama T?
Where's Mama T?
Oh, much earlier, I thought.
I didn't see her at all in here.
Oh, she was here earlier.
Was she?
Oh my goodness, you didn't write her down?
Probably not.
You did not write her down.
I feel bad. Well, Mama T, are you still here? I'm going all the way back and I am not seeing her.
Okay, maybe I'm confused. I could have sworn I saw her.
I am not seeing her, and I did not think she came today.
Excuse me.
Wow. Okay.
And also excuse Sunny for knocking
welcome,
over.
Sonali.
That was earlier
Hearts Love Joe, you are up. It's really funny though you did that because I was thinking, where's Mama T? Earlier I was thinking, oh, she's not here, but I knew she was not here because I did not see her name.
And thanks, Sonny, for doing that because you just made it
Well, he just
harder.
Pushed me out of the way here. He fought me. I couldn't even get my tablet button.
Well, I guess I blew that. I could have, but I know she showed up in our earlier program.
Heart Loves Joe's name. They may have left. Do you know if they left a question?
I'll look back.
I think you said some people left questions in the beginning.
They might have. I'm looking. I can't seem to find them. Oh, there it is. Ask about Jackson, current feelings towards them, and thoughts.
Jackson's current feeling towards them? Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Did I use this deck last time?
Yes.
Use one of yours. I guess that would be the mermaids, maybe.
Could be.
But you're not.
It is.
Oh, you are. Okay, Jackson's feelings. Let's see what we get.
And it's not quite 10 minutes after our second hour started. There you go.
Maybe when they come in, they will
You
see
can just
this.
tell them. Mm-hmm. There's the cards.
Just a moment.
No.
Thank you. See, I wanted to do that so they get the timestamp in the chat, but we'll probably have to put it out there. All right.
You want to put them back together? Thank you.
You got it.
Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, we have the Ace
What?
of Cups or Chalices.
Too bad we're not doing a yes/no.
And we have the King of Swords. So I think this could be said to say that Jackson has some very positive feelings. Jackson may feel that they are starting exciting new projects or eras with you. Like maybe they feel like they're starting some pleasurable relationship. Maybe it's a intense love relationship, or maybe it's just a strong platonic or other relationship. But also too, with that King of Swords, I think Jackson feels you're capable of kind of leading the way, showing the way, of maybe being a force for good in their life.
Well, I hope what I'm about to say makes sense to you, Heart's Love, but I feel like, okay, first the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. You know, this has the potential here to be a really great beginning. Something growthful where perhaps love or, you know, more harmony, if it's not a love relationship, more harmony between you will grow in time. I feel that Jackson feels that, you know, that King of Swords, that maybe there's a real mental stimulation that goes on here, you know, intellectually stimulating conversations, or he just feels very positive about, you know, dialoguing and communicating with you. So, you know, there's that as well. And I think that, you know, this looks pretty promising to me. He has possible feelings about, you know, deepening things, whether it is on a, you know, interpersonal level or more intimate. You know, I think this has the potential for growth. And I'm going to get the Lenormand on that. I don't know if I could say any more. I think it looks really positive.
Yeah, it seems to be positive.
All right, let's see. Well, and then we get this.
The Fox. And the Whip. While Fox represents a clever person, it could also talk about business. The Whip sort of talks about things that happen quickly, sort of the snap of a whip. So this could be saying that maybe if there is an actual business involvement, that maybe they're a real game-changing force, or they're a real vital force that can bring change to certain opportunities or situations.
Just that whip is something happening fast, you know. So I would just caution you to make sure that, you know, things don't happen too fast, whatever they are, for your comfort level. You know, I don't feel, you know, sometimes those cards can have a kind of malicious bend there. So be aware that Jackson is not a player, I just want to say. You know, if it is a love relationship, and just kind of be careful and keep your eyes wide open. I really think, though, that you could turn this person's head if you're interested in romance here. So this is
right, and we don't know the context
reading
at all. You didn't really say, so it could be either way. You know, it could be somebody that, you know, part of the fun is the chase, the hunt.
Well, there is that. There is that.
So that's what we have.
So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that, Heartfelt, and thanks for stopping in. And Flower Girl, you are up. And after Flower Girl is Apple and Eve, Kimbo, Susan Morgan, Angel Rivera, Abantika, Gina, and Hot Girl Vic. And so if you have to leave, Hot Girl Vic, you will be the last reading on our show.
Right.
So
And
just follow the video and, we'll do that question for you. Sorry, we're kind of taking our time today.
what are the angels
We'll
telling
probably be
you?
going into overtime a little bit.
Probably. What are the angels telling them?
Okay, let's see. My deck, right? Well, if angels are involved, we have to get the housewives involved. No, I'm just kidding. We'll use the Housewives Tarot.
So don't forget to check out our daily card of the day on our regular Twitter and Facebook pages. Let me show you that. Facebook and Twitter. Twitter at TFT Tarot #4 today. Follow us there. We do some engaging chat, of course.
All right, Mr. O. I think I need a cough drop. Man, I gotta love allergy season. Oh, look at you. Wow. Well, we got 2 kings, but it's not a happy thing. So what are the angels telling you? So there's death reversed. Ooh, I like that nasty salmonella mayonnaise jar. And then we have the King of Cups reversed.
Upside down, he looks like Dexter.
And the King of Wands reversed.
2 kings reversed.
I think the angels are trying to tell you, so if you feel things aren't moving right now, if you feel that life is kind of at a standstill for you, or you're at a crossroads right now, the angels are trying to tell you that, look, you have to get with the program and you got to put in some effort here to figuring out what's wrong. And, not to let your emotions overwhelm you, to just get down to the business of putting your life in order.
I think the angels feel that you have some attributes that would really put you on top, would make you this King of Cups or this King of Wands, or that these kind of qualities would be very ascended for you. But maybe they feel you have some issues that are stagnating you. And so some of that may be involved with the idea that maybe you need to work harder to rise to those kingly opportunities or situations where you might be more masterful. So maybe this is involved.
That's a good one.
Maybe this is involved where you have relationships with people, not just your personal, primary relationships, but all relationships that maybe there are some issues where you can be more of a change agent with people, more beneficial and empower people. And I sort of see that as a quality of the King of Wands too, in a way that maybe this is really talking about how you can elevate others, friends, lovers, co-workers, in a humane way.
Yeah, okay. I want to get the, I'm sorry, fist bump for that, sure.
Oh.
I want to get the Lenormand on this before I look at those cards again. Let's see. This came up once before.
The
And
ship
so did this in a different reading.
and the bridge.
Wow. So
So part of this is the voyage itself. It's the travel. It's getting to that point of being able to have this effectiveness and to empower others as you would like yourself to be empowered, because you're in a bit of stagnation. So some of this is just sort of being able to move yourself, and there's no easy way. It's kind of trite or a little bit of a platitude to say that, but maybe there's an opportunity to do that coming up.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
I took over for you?
You did.
Sorry.
I went, well, and then you went.
Well, you have another way of looking at the bridge, maybe.
Well, yes, I do. I don't know. There's some really interesting things here. I feel that the angels say to move things forward in your life, you have to put in the effort. You have to take charge. These are king cards here. So they're telling you that, it's time to act like that king. It's time to act like you are in control. It is time, especially emotionally, to move forward. And, I think that once you really start finding your power again, the angels are telling you, then you will create the connections you need to make the important moves in your life that need to happen.
Very nice.
Yep, that's what we have for you.
Thanks, Flower Girl.
Yep.
I hope that helps.
And Apple and Eve, you are up. And then Combobulated, Susan Morgan, Angel Rivera, Avantika Gina, and Hot Girl Vic.
Woohoo!
We are doing okay.
We're not doing bad.
We'll get close. We'll get close. Okay. So, Apple and Eve, you are up. All right. Let me put that back. It's your deck's turn.
Oh. So it must be time for this one.
Okay, absolutely.
Alrighty, so I'm going to use one of my older decks, and it's a Marseilles, and that's the. It's an interpretation because it has the English and the French, so it's not a specific one. The Knight of Clubs, and this is an old deck that I used early to mid 70s, maybe a little bit towards the end of that decade, and I would only use it occasionally since there. So it has good use, but like with many decks from the 70s, they don't always have those weight rider style, more scenery cards that kind of give you something to go with. So.
All right. It's been a while since I used one of these.
There was a good article on Patheos today about the Marseille deck, about a new book that talks about it. And I guess it's a pretty serious work. I didn't really read enough of the review to get all the points, but I guess, this is a tarot choice for some pretty serious readers, I guess.
Some of these decks are making a comeback.
That too. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, so what's coming up? You're welcome. And it is the upright 9 of Wands.
All right.
Then we have the reversed Knave or Page of Cups. Ooh, La Maison du, the Tower of Destruction. And that one's upright.
Oh, it's the Tower.
The Tower.
Well, all I can say is prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for a little bit of a wake up. Might be related to something emotional that will upend you emotionally. Possibly some news you receive. But ultimately the good news is, as you know, that the Tower is upright. It is something that, this destruction or this thing that sounds so bad really has important lessons to impart so that you move forward in a more positive direction.
I'm wondering if your need for preparedness is also related to another quality of that Page of Cups, and that is about the sense of intuition that maybe something isn't quite right to you. You sense it, but you can't quite get that answer, and then maybe you do in the sense of what this Tower event energy tells you. Then it just kind of follows through with that.
It looks to me, though, with this, sometimes the Tower is this sudden shock and unexpected, Apple and Eve, but because you have that 9 there and it's upright, it is upright, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I feel that you are prepared. You are prepared for this already. Like maybe you already know what this is about. So now it's just a matter of getting through it and,
On the other hand, it's almost exactly the same.
So maybe you're only supposed to read those upright.
It could very well be. The only thing is that little tiny type there. I'm going to say this one I could certainly just read as upright because I feel that went with that. We're really striking out on our card interpretations
Boy,
today.
and it's your decks. It's your decks, Mr. O.
April Fool. No, it's not April Fool.
Well, who would have thought that would be a problem?
Interesting, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Maybe it's why I stopped reading with the deck. I don't know. But I think it feels like it's upright, and this one obviously is, whereas this one doesn't feel it's upright. And so what I said was I felt that way, that you're going to have to go into this to understand maybe intuitively and or emotionally what that kernel lesson is there.
Well, and I want to see what the Lenormand goes, because maybe that will kind of, help me conclude if that's upright or not.
Uh-oh.
But I think that I'm going with it being upright. I just have a feeling you already have a glimmer of what this might be about.
I do too.
Did you read what you said about the Marseille there?
Yeah, I saw that.
Huh.
I think it's a very classic deck, and I like the deck. One of my other more favorite modern decks is Paul Hewson's Dame Fortune's Wheel Tarot, which goes from this kind of style, the Marseille style. A little bit more colorful than this one. So we have the Moon, Annie, and the Bridge. Once again, our friend the Bridge.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The Bridge to me is a really interesting card for reasons of it just, this idea of connecting people, this idea of, something that you have to cross over to get to the other side. It's also about meeting people halfway. Something here, I think that going through this experience as troublesome as it may be, will ultimately connect you with something that will bring you success. It's almost as if and the Moon sometimes, even I think in the Lenormand, has some psychic intuitive element to it, but I look at it more as kind of a success, and it might be with business or, financial goals. It might be with romance, because the Moon is definitely about that. In the Lenormand, something is going to connect you with something that will bring you more success, but it's a kind of a learning experience, one of those wake-up calls. But like I said, in this case, it may not be that dramatic. I almost think you're prepared for this.
Right. The part of the Lenormand's Moon that maybe pertains to the intuition, so kind of rides towards the cup. The Knight of Cups there. But I think it's more important to say that maybe the sense of preparedness is also within the sense of the Moon too, because it really is about looking towards fortune, working towards fortune. And so, the Bridge.
I feel like also this might be saying is to tune into your intuitive senses here, connect and try to, how should I say, process, this whole situation on an intuitive level.
It seems to me mostly this is something you're aware of and dealing with, and You're mostly moving towards a successful completion of it, if only it's understanding, but it may actually be another kind of solution.
That's what we have for you.
A resolvement. I get the feeling
I
like
hope
the
that
moon,
helps. I'm not
moonlight's
sure it gave you
resolvement.
a lot of direction, but it's certainly saying what's coming. Combobulated, you are up. And after Combobulated is Susan, Angel, Abantika, Gina, and Hot Girl Vic. Wow, we had a half hour. We're doing fine.
We can do fine.
Sort of. Well, we love to have a show with everybody showing up like this. This has been fantastic today. Thanks, everybody. Now we got to build up our Thursday group again. I'm not sure what happened on Thursday nights, but maybe if everybody checks out this April Fool's Day, we'll get the Thursday show hopping again.
It could just be one of those things that's secular for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
We certainly have had busy Thursdays. But not in the last
welcome.
several weeks. You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Do you want to use your deck?
Yeah. Let's go with
Mermaid. Up two. Two cats are not better than one. If they both come on the table, that is.
Whoops.
I saw two tails down below there.
This is the part of the day where it's hit and miss. They could either be totally asleep on the couch like one is way over there.
Well, all three are down here now, Mr. O.
You're welcome.
Well, I highly recommend not working so hard at your job.
Well, we take it as it comes. We realize that, for some people, the weekend starts on Thursday night. And things, just are moving in that direction anyway. So there you go. Okay, so what is this about? Phil. Okay, so we have an Ace of Pentacles that's reversed. But then we have the Lovers.
Wow.
Upright. And then we have the Knave or Page of Pentacles. And that one's also upright.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So the cards are mostly pretty good.
I'm going to let you go ahead.
Sure.
Or I can go ahead if you're looking at other stuff.
Go ahead. I just want to look at their question again.
So basically, what is he feeling about you?
Mm-hmm.
I think, Kim, he might be a little bit worried that he's gotten off on the wrong foot a little bit. That Ace of Pentacles reversed is just maybe he hopes that, he didn't get off on the wrong foot in some way. The Lovers indicates that, well, there could definitely be something here. There could be some interest for sure. And the Knave of Pentacles just seems like somebody eager to get something to maybe move or grow.
Right. I'm slightly different from Banshee here because I get the feeling like maybe that reversed ace just says that maybe they feel like you're not going to see some amount of value or viability within them. Like maybe you might find that they're not as successful as you might want. In other words, they're thinking you might relate or judge them more on their sense of accomplishments or what they do. But clearly, I think that with the Lovers card, that maybe there is the idea that there's interest for a relationship.
I think those two cards together, the Knave of Pentacles and the Lovers, I just feel like there's definitely interest.
Yeah.
There's kind of an eagerness. The pages, although admittedly the Pentacles, they're a little bit slow. They are a little bit slow in talking their true feelings and stuff.
But there's always that quality of dreaminess to some degree about the Page of Pentacles. I mean, I think there's a dreaminess about the Page of Cups, but I think there's also a dreaminess about the Page of Pentacles that they're envisioning in a way. And so maybe the thing is that they're studying you.
Oh, yeah.
They're studying you. They're sort of have a sense of interest in you, for sure, which is
well,
what you just
the
said.
Lovers is right between all of that. So that's why I'm thinking, the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. I think that, either they're worried about maybe this is not going to go anywhere, or they're thinking this is not going to go anywhere because the Ace is reversed.
And it's beginning, so...
Or it's maybe this idea that maybe they're just worried things are gotten off on the wrong foot, or to a slow start. Because
slow
like again,
start. A slow
the King
start.
of Pentacles are, and you know what? A slow start is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I think there's
people
more.
Would slow down.
There's more here showing that their intent is mostly good and interest.
Well, and then there's the Lenormand.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Lenormand. So I guess, are you communicating, obviously, through social media, online, right?
The snake and the park
Or garden.
or garden, which is more...
There's a snake in the grass. No. But it does have a cautionary tale here. What is the snake about? The snake sometimes is, well, in the Lenormand anyway. I think in magic, snakes have a slightly different connotation. But in the Lenormand, the snake is about deception, sneakiness, and there's that social media or this kind of communication or networking card or party kind of card. So in other words, oops, that looked a little harsh. Just make sure, I didn't mean that. Just make sure that everything is as they seem with them. So it might be a good thing that this is off to a slow start.
Well, the Lenormand often is more about direct fortune telling in that sense than the tarot is. But you did ask us what Phil might be thinking about you or whether you were a good match. And I'm wondering if Phil is wondering that because he met you through social media, that maybe you're the one that they're not sure that they trusted. And maybe that explains the hesitation, because maybe they're wondering if you're the snake in the grass. Just a thought to throw out there. So the idea could be saying that the sooner you can work on bringing any unknown qualities about each other into some sense of real-time understanding, the more likely things would progress to some other level.
I saved the camera, didn't I?
You did.
You know what? Let's do something really quick here, because the other part of the question was, are they a good match? Do you feel that was covered there enough? I'm not sure.
I sort of feel it was, but we could do a quick yes or no.
No.
Sure. Do you want to
Just
use
see
a
what we
different
get.
deck?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No Lenormand, just a yes, no. Let's just grab this one again.
Oh, the sun man. Oh, the sun man.
He's got that thing again there. Gotta
Big.
brush him again, yeah. And there shouldn't have been anything there, so it's new. Here. So I don't know what's up with that.
I think it's because
visit.
I think it's because they on each other, and I think they snag their
The
hairs.
same
Their nails
spot,
are so
I'm
long.
just not sure.
You can't say it's exactly the same spot.
I'm
You
the-
can, but that doesn't mean you're right.
I am the cat whisperer. I know something's not right here.
I got a cat whisper for you. I'm trying to do the purr. Has
All
anyone
right.
seen the trailer mock Godzilla versus Owl Kitty? It's so adorable.
Oh, it's so adorable.
Owl Kitty, you are adorable too, even if you're not Owl Kitty. Oh, you're welcome. And here we go with the final idea here on whether or not you're a match or a
Oh
good
my gosh,
match.
it just literally
Pulled out.
pulled out in the last, let me make sure here.
So, right?
No.
Oh.
No, I think it's the Page of Swords. It's leaning towards no, but that doesn't mean anything. So it's the Page of Swords.
It doesn't mean
reversed.
anything?
I mean, it doesn't mean definite no.
Okay.
So, and the Five of Pentacles, oh, well. And the Ace of Cups is upright. So, I think what this means is that, there's got to be more dialogue and communication between the two of you before we really know for sure. It's leaning towards no, but right now, I think what it's saying here is you guys need to reach out to each other more and communicate so you can just see how you're gelling and working together. I think that's what that's saying. But go ahead.
Well, I sort of feel that way too, because I thought I indicated earlier that maybe there were some things that were unknown and that maybe his perceptions are not necessarily based on really knowing. And so I think that's borne out with the Five of Pentacles, because I think the Five of Pentacles says there's not an ability to see something that might be right there. And then with that Page of Swords reversed, that could be talking about a lack of confidence that maybe is inspired by that.
Okay, that's what we have. Good luck with that, Kim.
Let us know.
Yeah. Hey, Susan, you are up.
Oh, I hope Susan waited.
I hope you did. Susan is up, and then Angel, Abantika, Gina, and Hakrovic. Yay! Okay, Susan is here. General reading.
Alrighty, so one of your decks? The Housewives Tarot. Awesome.
Are you shaking my moon and sun in there?
I rock your world. I don't shake your
I have
moon
these
and
and
sun.
I keep hearing them rolling around as you're petting Sunny.
I don't have to shake them. I rock your world.
I'm speechless, Mr. O. Here.
That's rare.
That's rare.
With
Hey, you're welcome, Kim.
with rising sign Gemini, you're never speechless.
My gosh, I just looked at a chart. You can get the free online charts. I'll probably share that around my birthday on Twitter and Facebook. I am so close to when the sun goes into Taurus. I mean, I'm literally right there. And there was some other interesting things in my chart, like Venus is at 0 degrees Taurus, which I'm like, okay,
Who
is it
gets
in
that?
Taurus or isn't it? It's just kind of weird. 0 degrees Taurus, right on the money, I guess.
All right, general reading for Susan.
Well, look at you, Susan.
Pretty nice.
You got that
The Magician.
card right there, first card.
And let me make sure I got that right. Yes.
You got the Nine of Pentacles card.
Cute.
But then what is this about? We have the Eight of Cups upright. So it seems to me, even though it looks like I don't know. I could go a lot of different ways with this reading. The Magician. You're trying to get everything in place to bring to and it seems like you have everything in place to make a lot things comfortable for yourself, whether it's your living environment, whether it's your work, whatever the case may be. You are getting everything in place to bring more comfort and security to your life, and you're ready to make a move to do it. I feel you're ready to make this move to something better. It seems like there's some change or movement involved in this.
The Magician is really always about, succeeding.
Putting your will into
putting your will
something.
into action,
Yeah.
finding all the materials to create with in a way, or being able to command those. And to me, this is more about nowish, not like it's going to happen. I sort of feel like this is nowish, that you have really, and Banshee sort of said that too in a way, implemented things. And you have
some
this.
of that is ongoing,
you have
but
this.
that's already there, I think.
So what I feel with the Eight of Cups is that mostly that it sort of indicates future goals, that maybe there's still a sense that you can want to do more. It may be coming from a sense of some sort of dissatisfaction or some sort of sense of wanting more, though. It's not about sadness, although it might make some of us feel like you're not satisfied.
Right. See, I could have went that route too, because the magician to me is indicating, you've directed your will so that it has put you in a pretty good place in life, yet you're looking for more. You want something deeper. You want something that really calls to your spirit.
It's true a lot of times, and I didn't say this enough, but a lot of times the Eight of Cups really is about looking for something deeper. I just don't want it to feel like you're sacrificing or getting rid of any of your accomplishments. It's just you're looking for something more.
Right.
Sometimes...
maybe it's about taking something to the next level.
There you go. So we'll do the Lenormand and see what that says.
Personally, I'm looking at that Eight of Cups and thinking too much coffee.
Well, that's something that I can never relate to. I would make some right now if you let me.
I know, but I wouldn't drink any.
Well, that's not my prerequisite for me making any. Okay, the clouds. Once again, our friend the clouds.
Again, the light side of the clouds. It's important to always tell where the light side is facing this card. And that's the path or the decision card. So let's look at that. It seems like everything will become clearer for you if you make a choice, a move, or decision. Once you make this move or decision towards what you need to do to take it a step further or elevate yourself higher, the clouds will part. It just seems like everything becomes crystal clear.
This is absolutely...
I know.
Interesting, because of course there's a total relationship there. This is the path. You're totally moving there. These things all seem to just sort of say the same thing over and over again. Like we can't say anymore. Really,
you're moving to a better place. I think you weren't in a bad place, but it looks to me like you're moving to a better place, and you've been maybe planting the seeds for this, or at least subconsciously, this has possibly been occurring. So that's what we have for you, Susan. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you.
Angel Rivera, you are up. And after Angel is Avantika, Gina, and Hot Girl Vic. So it looks like we'll go into just a little overtime.
In a way, I sort of felt it was almost too general in a way, too. But I appreciate you saying that. It just really had a nice flow, and sometimes that's hard to get in some of the cards to see how they really work on each other. So you had that. Especially when we throw the Lenormand into it, too. Thanks, Susan. All right.
Okay, so...
they want the housewife, too.
All right. A touch of humor. I love the images on these cards. I do. Look, there's the walking with scissors card. Or running with scissors. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Anyway, I love these cards.
Don't forget to watch my Goth Tarot or my OOEE or Banshee's Material Matters. Good information for the week ahead.
Some interesting weeks for people, or week for people this week for all the signs. So do check that out. Check out Mr. O's.
Thank you, babe.
Which I was at your premiere.
That's right, you were. I did a rare premiere this morning, or
no, Friday morning.
Can't
this
keep
morning
track.
was mine. Moi. All right.
I'm not always able to do that on Friday mornings, but this one worked out.
Okay. Well, no running with scissors, but there was a knife that showed up. The Ace of Swords reversed. Wow, and look at this very efficient, maybe, Page of Pentacles here.
I like the 50s kind of ambience
Yeah.
with the cards.
And then getting to work here is the Knight of Pentacles on some chores.
Who hasn't wanted to cut their lawn in a tuxedo of some sort?
Getting down to business. So, okay, the week ahead. I think that there might be the start of something.
Maybe.
Something new, something growthful. It doesn't necessarily have to be financial, but it's definitely material, tangible. Maybe some new project, something you've been wanting to work on. It looks like you're going to have an opportunity to do so. The Ace of Swords reversed, though, is like, maybe you're just questioning if this is the right time to do it. Maybe it's a timing thing. I'm not sure. What do you think, Mr. O?
Well, I'm actually wondering, too, if that maybe part of this is that it's about the idea that you sort of have corollary ideas, but they're implemented differently. And that's because of the Page and the Knight to me, that one is maybe more forceful about saying, I want to do this, but maybe the other one, the Page of Pentacles, that says, well, maybe we can just examine a little bit more.
Let's make a game of it.
Or make a game of it, but maybe we can, a student's game in a sense. Maybe we just want to think about it more, examine it, or perspectivize it from somewhere else. And so the other part with this tells me that maybe you could wait too long. That maybe it's about really making the move there, because you have to just resolve any differences towards full implementation or more consideration.
Well, I could use the Urban Crow Tarot, Gina. I could do that one for you, which is kind of interesting. You know what? I also have one other one if you're interested. I have The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. That one's pretty good as well.
So how about the Lenormand?
Yes, I'm going to get to that. One
Okay.
other thing I wanted to say about that,
Sorry.
Angel, is that it's possible
Hello.
that what it's saying is, too, that, maybe you've been putting off a decision on doing this. Maybe there have been delays, just things always getting in the way of you working on something you've really wanted to study or do. And I think that now is the time that it's probably, going to happen.
Maybe someone doesn't like that choice of either having to do it right now, just sort of move into it, or having time to think about it more too.
Yes, Sonny just knows how to dive bomb up here.
I know. That was like startling.
He's not going to let me stop him.
We have ways of dealing with you, but we're not going to tell anybody just yet.
Okay, so the first part I drew was the park. And the second part is the
Spyglass.
spyglass. So maybe you have to, I don't know what this might have to do with things. You may have to examine something related to your social connections here.
Oh, okay.
Well, because that's
I know I want to draw that association there, but actually these are the two I want to work on.
Well, first, I think the connection has to be made there. It's like maybe is your social life or connections interfering with getting this started, or are you trying to figure out a way of combining the two? Is there something that you're working on that you want to share with others? And maybe that's what you need to look into more, is how can you make that work? How can you do that?
Right. It may be that this is just part of the overall challenge that you just have to apply yourself to. It seems to me like maybe there's also, too, a matter of finding out something through the social media, that maybe there's some message or thing you come to realize when you're able to look at that, something that maybe gives you part of the puzzle, or maybe tells you this is why you have to make the delay.
Okay, so that's what we have for you. That's all I could say, Angel. Good luck with that.
Good luck.
Get that. What are you doing?
He's ready to take out the camera.
He's ready to just cause havoc. He's ready to be cat. All right, so Gina wants an oracle. You've got it. But you know what? Abantika was
You're
next,
welcome.
Gina. Can you hang in there? So we're going to get to Abantika's reading, which she did post a question. I'm going to try to find it.
Meanwhile, I'll just strike a pose. No, I will once again mention the April Fool's show. Please come. We will have fun.
Yes. What's coming for me in the coming week?
All right. So that's what Antifika.
Yes, Abantika. So what's coming for Abantika in the coming week?
Okay. So I will once again
One of
use
your
my
decks?
007.
You're welcome, Angel. And Gina, hang in there. You're next after this. I've got the oracle ready. There's one thing I wanted to see. Hang in there. That's right. I have to shuffle.
I'm going to make you. I hope so, thanks. Some of that was kind of obtuse, a little bit, Angel, so...
I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe
you didn't.
you were.
I think after Sunny nearly jumped into my lap or whatever that was, I lost my train of thought just a little bit.
All right. There.
Alrighty. So this was a general for next week?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands. It's upright. Or is it?
The numbers... Oh, no. Not again.
I would say that it was
It's
reversed.
reversed. I could see that.
The hand.
The hand,
yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
At least this one gives us a clue.
Then we have the Chariot.
Upright.
And he looks like Mars riding his chariot. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles upright.
Well, that's kind of interesting. You know,
Yeah.
on the one hand, it looks as though burdens on Abantika, burdens in your life or things that have been stressing you out or wearing you down are easing now or will be. You know, that's the general outlook, is that some stresses are going to kind of improve. And I think the Chariot upright is indicative of this is a period where you can feel a little bit like you can move forward now. You know, you can move forward with things now. But yet, you have the Seven of Pentacles upright, which is kind of indicating that, you know, you have done a lot of work on something already, and maybe it's time to take a little step back and reassess exactly where you are before you make those moves forward with the Chariot.
My tack is similar on this because I sort of feel that the Chariot is speaking more to your essence of wanting to change things, to pick up the reins and go, and that what you see or what you're dealing with is the sense of being held back in certain ways or having limitations. Yet at the same time, you also feel too that maybe you're not really ready yet. So you sort of look at what is limiting as maybe also providing a little bit of cover. So I'm going to say that some of this says there's a situation where you have confidence, but you don't have enough confidence to really take it further. You might want to wait and see how it goes over the week. You might feel like maybe an opportunity to present yourself a week or now from now.
Yeah, I feel that, like I said, there's a little bit of a, you know, push-pull here in that there's an urge to move forward now that stresses are easing and things are getting better, but yet there's a cautionary tale here to just step back and make sure that your moves are smart ones, and that all the hard work you've done in some area of your life, that these moves that you make won't diminish that.
In either regard, I sort of feel that the Chariot is for you, and it is saying that basically once you've decided you are ready to take this challenge, you can still do that. So it's really about you kind of coming to that mentally, I think, in certain respects. So we have our friend the Whip, all shiny. And then we have the Tower.
It's funny. The Tower card can mean a lot of things in the Lenormand. It can be social structures. It can be like governmental institutions, like schools or hospitals, things of that nature. For some reason, in this, it can also mean isolation. And so for some reason in this case, I'm feeling that your feelings of being isolated or, maybe staying out of the, maybe having to step back from things is over now. It's ending quickly.
And that's kind of interesting too, because although it doesn't specifically say that, there is the implication of being alone or isolated with those two cards. The idea of being limited or held back is sort of, in a sense, something that happens to you personally. You're not necessarily with a group of people in this. That would be a collective kind of reading. And then there's this one too, that Seven of Pentacles, which sort of says you have a level of comfort, but it is to you, and it is up to you to decide to do something else with that. Up to you. So that's what I see too with that the Tower just sort of is a thing on that. And once again, when you're in the Chariot riding the horses, sometimes you need a good whip to kind of keep them going.
And that's what we have for you. Abatika. Good luck with that, and
thanks for coming.
Thanks for stopping in, and I hope you are able to catch us reading online.
And subscribe and like us.
Absolute. Okay, Gina.
Okay.
You
so you're talking about that oracle.
Gina. I was already thinking of checking the bottom for you. Great minds.
Tell us about the bottom look, Banshee. That's from a TV show we used to watch. The bottom look referred to a makeup job that was not so stellar.
Well, let's see what we have here. Mr. O, shuffle.
Alrighty. Let's see what we can tell Gina Clean. Do I cut?
Yes, you do.
Once, twice?
The usual.
It's not unusual.
So the top card, and it's upright. The never-ending story.
Oh, I like that movie and song.
Yeah, this one I'm not so sure we like so much, but we'll see.
Uh-oh.
And serendipity is reversed.
Well, I'm not so sure I like
Which
that.
that's like a clover card there in a way. So
Yeah.
it's luck and synchronicity, and serendipity is reversed. The never-ending story, I'm going to take a look at this in a minute, but the never-ending story, I know from experience why this card has come up for me a bit, is like something just never seems to come to an end. It just keeps going and going. It's the never-ending story.
There's a fairy that looks kind of disgusted there.
Right.
They're just holding their face palming like...
Because sometimes we want stories to come to a climax and a conclusion, or like a happily ever after. So it's like, why are we in this never ending story is maybe the question here. And I want to just double check something with that card.
That was our son's favorite movie when he was a kid,
I love that movie too.
Yeah.
No, I really love that movie. What's the number on that card? Oh, wait a minute.
18 reversed.
No, Never Ending Story.
Oh, 37. I'm sorry.
I wanted to see
Which is a 10,
something.
which is a 1. Not that that means anything.
No. Self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. So, it's talking about how to process hurt and loss and rejection in your life, and that you have to process some of this stuff to move forward.
So is that kind of serendipity reversed in a way?
Well, I was talking about the never ending.
I know, but I'm saying like this
Maybe.
leads to that.
Maybe. So it's talking about unnecessary dramas that you put yourself through too. So let's see, serendipity,
18.
number 18, like I said, is about kind of a fate-ish kind of card. Whoops, the fates are right after that. That's funny. And when it's reversed, there's a message here for the reversal called the protection. So I want to look at that. There's a signal to walk away from what you're contemplating. There's a thin veneer of glitter and sparkle that masks something not kosher, something rotten underneath. Pursuing it will only bring about a difficult situation you will be sorry you got yourself into. Stay away. Isn't it wonderful how spirit protects you? Better things await. So maybe it's time to lose the drama and let it go. I mean, I think that it's saying pursuing this can only harm you more, if this makes sense to you.
Right, and I'm not going to take too much of a stab because I didn't understand this particular oracle deck.
I'm going to throw some Lenormand on that anyway, just
Yeah,
because,
let's
Gina.
do that.
Yep. And then we will move on to our last reading, Hot Girl Vic. So we're into overtime, but that'll be the end.
We're good.
And we have read for everybody. Right. Wow.
Uh-oh. I'm thinking of a Rolling Stones song. Time
Is on your side.
No, I was thinking of the other one, Time Waits for No One. And it won't wait for me. They have two great songs about time.
I like this one better in this case because basically, Gina, what it's saying is, I think in time you recognize the fact that you just have to move on. That ship is sailing and you just have to move.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to get your ticket. And it's time for Sunny to knock over the camera.
Absolute.
Why did you do that?
Oh,
Why did you do that?
I don't know. We have one more reading and we were going to close it out.
Yeah, we're actually overtime now.
We might be able to fit you in. Hang in there. We'll try to fit you in, but after you, we got to say no. So
okay,
thank you for joining us. But hang in there. We got one more reading. All right. So Hot Girl Vic's reading, and do we remember the question for that?
I don't. I thought maybe you did.
I will go back. What's going on in my love life this year? Been single. Oh dear.
Oh, yeah, that one was a
Something
little.
about no sex life for 3 years. Depressed. TMI. But no, I'm sorry, Hot Girl Vic. Don't mean to make fun at all. I really appreciate the question. Let's see what's going on there. And there you are.
And there you are.
And there you are. We want to help you. Let's see
So,
what's
Hot
going
Girl,
on.
I use a deck called the Mermaid Tarot because it has a real central feel. I use it for the emotional or love-related questions. So we're going to use the Mermaid Tarot for your question.
You're so sweet. Except when you knock down the whole set. Good grief.
What's going on? You're welcome, Gina.
All right.
And stay tuned, Bob Hobby.
Yep, we'll get to you in a moment.
We will. But you are the absolute last reading.
All right.
Right after Hot Girl. And Sunny has brought a pointer to the stage. It's kind of wagging there slightly.
His very own version of a pointer. All right.
And now he's going to roll over and knock over the
He
camera
wants to
again.
choose a card.
Okay.
All right.
So we have a reversed Eight of Wands.
That's telling me a bit about your situation.
And then we have the reversed Four of Wands, telling us more. And then we have the reversed Five of Swords.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh, ugh, ugh. So, I don't have super good news for the present, Hot Girl Vic, at least until we see what the Lenormand can add to this. But that's the Eight of Wands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really showing the stagnation that has been happening to you. Nothing is moving, right?
There's like no energy.
And it's right there. It's showing the energy is not pointing to relationships right now. And the Four of Wands reversed is not a bad card per se. I almost wonder if it's talking to you, sadly, about, this is a time to really enjoy and appreciate the other things about your life right now. This is a time to put your time and energy into the other things in your life that could be bringing you joy. Because I think what happens here is that when you do that, you start opening the door for this joy to infiltrate in these other areas of your life that have been stagnating. And that's what I think that might be the key here. Because even with that Five of Swords, it's indicating right now that things just are not happening.
Well, I'm going to take it a little step further,
Okay.
and I'll be blunt because I'm a Scorpio, but I sort of feel like there's this negativity.
Hi, Gina.
Bye, Gina. This negativity in your life, maybe how you feel about some relationships, because maybe it's some lingering problems that you had with previous ones, where basically the burning was pretty bad, and that neither you nor the other person may have won, or only from your own privileged position you might have been able to say that. But I just get the feeling like there's some real sort of baggage or strife over something from the past in terms of relationships, something that nobody could win. And maybe this is saying like you're just not ready subconsciously, maybe more than what you say, to put that oar out there and start rowing towards it. It's the metaphor of the oars there. And it's not saying that you don't really want that, but maybe there's something inside of you that's holding you back. Maybe it's a little bit unconscious, or maybe it's just that idea there. Because overall, in your heart, you're not really down on the idea of relationships. You really do want a relationship. That tells us that. But maybe there's a reluctance that's based on some things in the past, or where you really see you're able to move ahead, because maybe you also have an understanding that the options aren't there for you the way you like them, that maybe you would have to do things you don't want to do necessarily to make yourself in that position.
And seeing that Eight of Wands reversed, Hot Girl, makes me think that, there's stagnation or whatever it's saying, but I feel that maybe it might also be a call to you that, what, if you want your life to get, how should I say, hotter, you might have to be making the first moves, It might be a call to you to do something to try to inspire more of this. I mean, I'm just throwing out another thought, but I really am sticking with what I said the first time. I really feel this has just been a very dry period, and that this is a time you need to focus on. I think it's because there are other things in your life right now that you need to focus on and appreciate more, and those doors will open.
Is it possible that maybe with one of these situations of the past, that maybe you blame yourself for how it ended? That maybe you might have a feeling that you ruined a good relationship. I'm just getting maybe a sense of that. I don't know. I'm not drop dead psychic, so it's just a little bit of a feeling I got that maybe sometimes you might think you're your worst enemy in relationships.
Okay.
Well, we have the stork.
We do. Guess what came up again?
The bridge.
That bridge. You know what, Hot Girl? This is really interesting to me because I think it's a matter of time before you make a connection here. Because that bridge shows a connection to something new, somebody new. It sounds like either a new relationship, some growthful experience, something positive, or that you are going to make a move towards that, because the stork is also about movement. It could be, like
And newness.
sometimes it means a change of residence, but it also means a change that brings about something new. So I think you're going to connect the dots eventually and make a change, make a connection that's going to be good for you. But I don't think it's going to happen yet. So this is just a shameless plug to come back in a few weeks and ask again, because maybe things will start looking differently. But right now, it looks as though, it's not there yet. And there's some other things you need to take in or take care of first.
I'm drawn a little bit by the ideas of movement that are expressed by a bird flying and a bridge. And I'm looking at both these two cards and saying that these are sort of talking about movement too, but maybe they're sort of retrograded or retarded movements. They're not kind of happening. And I'm wondering if that's what the thing is that you want to find yourself moving somewhere, but you haven't quite gotten there yet. It's really a matter of how you put yourself out there. You need certain conditions or situations to be better for you. I mean, I think some of that is not so much confidence as just what you want, your way.
Well, that's what we see for you. I hope that helps. And like I said, feel free to come back for more.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And we have, I'm sorry, Vaibhavi Shah. Why don't you go ahead and type your question?
All right.
And we will end with that reading.
You're welcome.
Hey, you are welcome. I'm going to put a plug out there while we're waiting for our
Right. So
April 1st.
For anyone else who's wondering, you can come back on Thursday nights and see us. We're here 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And in the American territories, we celebrate April Fool's Day. So we have a little bit of shenanigans planned for our Thursday night show. So why don't you join us and we'll see how that goes. Bye-bye, hot girl.
Take care, hot girl.
Okay, so we have another romance question. Do you want to take it down?
Love in April. Okay. Another 3 years single. Okay. Let's see what we get. You want one of my decks?
Sure.
All right. This one.
Well, let's see what we can find here. I'm sure last year was really hard, but maybe this year can be some opportunities.
Of course, it doesn't help that one of these years has been spent in a pandemic with a lot of people in isolation. It's been rough. All right. Shuffle Mr. O.
Excuse me.
Hey, we've missed you too. Thanks for doing that. If you can. If you can't, do not feel guilty. All right.
Just convince 3 people you know to come.
Okay. Well, the first card isn't that the Lover's 6?
It is. So you have the Lover's card. Major Arcana 6.
And then this is the king. This is the king of Pentacles. Sorry.
Okay, so we have the reversed King of Pentacles.
And then we have the Nine of Wands reversed. So
The Nine of Wands reversed.
So what's the blockage here? We have the Lovers. There's definitely the desire. The desire is there for a relationship. But how do we get there? It just seems as though the King of Wands is not able to, what's the word?
Manifest
Manifest it.
a certain level of attraction or magnetism in their lives that maybe they're not secure or confident. I think a lot of times the King of Wands talks about one of the most confident persons you could ever know in your life, the epitome of that. And so the idea here is that this is a person that's not quite integrated with that sense, that they're sort of not sure of themselves confidentially in the matter maybe of love. The Nine of Pentacles reversed.
Oh, I'm sorry, Wei. We don't have time today. I apologize. We're doing our last reading now. We're well into overtime. So check us out on Thursday night, though, or next Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had a really packed house today.
Yeah, we've done a lot of readings, and we're actually about 20 minutes into overtime. But we really appreciate you coming, so we hope we might see you again.
Yeah.
So that was the Nine of Wands
the Nine
reversed.
of Wands reversed. You know, I don't want you to throw in the towel and give up. I think that's a card saying that sometimes you feel like you're ready to give up because it's, it seemed like forever. It's like you just gotta, you're gonna have to maybe hang in there a little bit longer. I don't think April looks all that promising yet, because that's what this was about, the April forecast. I see the desire. I definitely see the desire. But I don't want you to give up. I want you to hold on to that, and to keep opening yourself up to the idea of you are ready for a relationship.
Well, remember I said that this card, the King of Wands reversed, may be talking about your sense of yourself in terms of how confident you feel about yourself or how confident you feel about your ability to be attractive to somebody. And attraction sort of works differently between genders and or gender roles. And sometimes people feel that they have to be vulnerable to somebody in order to be attractive to somebody. So it could be that maybe that's what's going on, is that you're in a quandary over feeling vulnerable because you don't necessarily want to be too vulnerable or perceived vulnerable. And that's a little bit about what the Nine of Wands suggesting to me, is that maybe it is suggesting that that's what the confidence level is about, is that you don't want to be vulnerable to somebody to attract them.
You were asking about a blockage, and I think that what could be blocking you is that that King of Cups, or I'm sorry, Coins reversed might indicate that, maybe there's a part of you, maybe you're holding back a little bit. Maybe you're holding back out of a fear of being hurt, maybe from past difficulties in relationships, that you could be holding back a little bit. And so you have to be a little bit more open, I feel, in your approach to people. And I'm not saying to be vulnerable. I know we talked about vulnerability, and I do think there's a little bit of that, because when we open ourselves up to others, we are kind of putting ourselves in a vulnerable situation. So be careful. I'm not saying to just open your whole life to, the first person you meet, but definitely be more receptive and open and sharing, with them right from the get-go so that they feel welcome.
Well, the meditation on the card of the Lovers itself suggests the idea that maybe there's more than one way to enact from a point of view of romantic inclination. So the idea is that your challenge really is to figure out where you really feel most comfortable and confident, where you feel you shine, where you project the qualities you want to project. Are they projected in a certain way, or maybe a way that's a little bit different? So I think that this is what your homework is, in a sense of figuring out what your strategy is, not really being too vulnerable, but not being too inapproachable.
And I think initially, okay, we have the Child here, which is an interesting card. And we have the Wishing Well here, which is an interesting card with the child. I kind of feel like, okay, the wishing well has a lot of different meanings in the Lenormand, and actually it's not a traditional Lenormand card. It's something that this deck creator added to the Lenormand. So basically, I'm going to take it as meaning here that your deepest desires and wishes, they're out there still. You may not find Mr. or Ms. right away, but you have to appreciate maybe taking this in smaller steps. In other words, open yourself up to a relationship that comes your way. Give them a chance, even though you're not really sure, this is the one, but maybe open yourself up to these small steps and getting acquainted with people, on a more love relationship level again, taking it slow, and you will work your way towards achieving, the person of your dreams, the person you want to spend your life with. I think, again, this is saying this is going to happen in stages for you.
And I think that I'm new at the Lenormand, so I'm understanding them a little bit different symbolically. I'm looking more at a basic symbol, and I sort of feel that this is saying your dream comes to you, but maybe it has to be in regard to what we said here too, your sense of being too vulnerable or not feeling confident enough, and or feeling that others maybe put that on you in a way too, that they want you to feel more vulnerable, and maybe that doesn't really sit on you well, that when you have approached that idea that maybe others have wanted you to show your more vulnerable side. Hey, it takes two.
Well, that is interesting you mentioned that, because the cards could be picking that up about this person, and all I would say is that if it's really not going anywhere, then if they're not receptive, well, then maybe it is time to move on, or recognize the fact that it may take small steps to get this person interested, Maybe it's going to take time to really build a potential for a relationship with this person, and you have to decide if it's really worth your while. Sometimes, a retreat is not a bad thing, giving up, if it's the right thing to do. So only you are going to be able to determine that. Is that the right time to give up? Or should you hang in a little longer and give it a little bit more time?
And you asked about relations in general, and the first card we pulled was the Lovers. So to me, this does say that this energy is coming to you, and what that represents, a choice or a way of enacting that. So it is just a matter of realizing that it is its own sense of destiny. It can come to you. And like I said, destiny is also, sort of there too. So
well, throw in the towel in that case, then, I would say. But don't give up on yourself. It will come to you, but I think it's going to be a process. So,
hey, Miguel, we're happy you came here, but we're actually closing now. We're like about a half an hour into overtime, so we really appreciate you coming. I'm showing you our schedule because we are also here on Thursdays too. So we're about to close, though, so I thank you for coming, and sorry we can't do your reading for you today, but maybe we can some other time.
Well, it's definitely going to take longer than April, I would say, for sure, because that was what we were looking at. So hang in there, but don't give up, and definitely don't stop doing things, to engender growth. Hey, I would like my card reading to be wrong, and you could, you're the one who can change that fate. So believe in yourself and know that, something is eventually on the horizon. And that's what we have for you. So we're going to close with that. Good luck with that, and thanks for joining us today. And thank everybody for coming today. It's been a great show today. We really appreciate all of this. I love reading for people, and we just love doing what we do. So take care, everybody. Stay safe out there, and have a good week ahead. We'll see you on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.